Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Mighty Movie Pod. Today we're not going to be talking about any movies. So the title of the podcast is dumb. Doesn't make any sense in this context.
Nah.
We're here. This is our very, very special.
We're just back to the old days of it being the podcast.
The podcast. Welcome to the podcast. We're here with our first ever, but constantly planned E3 special.
Yeah.
This is about video games. You've been warned.
Yeah.
And it's mostly about unreleased video games.
Yes.
So E3 is upon us. Actually, it just wrapped up. We're doing this a little late, but we had time to catch up on everything.
We're not a video game channel.
No.
So we do what we want.
We're not on the bleeding edge.
No.
But we do want to talk about some stuff because it is our one of our biggest hobbies, and it's what we talk about a lot.
Yep.
Outside of movies. So, Josh,
Huh?
let's get right into it. We watched.
Well, who are you?
I'm Ryan.
Yeah.
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 Are you Josh?
I don't know.
He doesn't even know anymore. So we watched pretty much everything of the big conferences. We watched some gameplay videos. We've been through most of it, but we're not covering everything. This isn't a comprehensive coverage of the event. This is more or less just things we wanted to talk about from E3.
Indeed.
And I think we'll go in chronological order at
If
least.
you listen to this, that's the sound of a list.
It's true. We do have actual, since it's such a large thing.
We're not going to cover everything here.
No. But we are going to talk about the things we want, and we will go in chronological order of how things went down with the conferences at least. So, with that being said, let's start with EA, who didn't have a real conference. They did their EA Play thing,
Yeah.
which is always awkward and stupid.
At least they didn't have the creator cave this year.
There was no Creator Cave that I'm aware of. I didn't watch it. I watched Jedi Fallen Order, and then I turned it off.
Well, because, we're not FIFA guys.
No, we're not
Or
FIFA.
Madden.
We're not Madden. We don't like The Sims. So, yeah, we didn't care about Battlefield. We're big Battlefield dudes.
Yeah.
Battlefield
Our day has come and gone.
5. Yeah, Battlefield 5 is not our jam. We've been playing a lot more Battlefront 2, which I don't think they talked about.
No, I think that's pretty much.
And we played a whole lot of Anthem, and they didn't talk about that either because I think they never want to talk
I
about
think-
it again.
Well, dude, we talked about it a bit. Like, they've moved 90% of the staff onto Dragon Age 4. Like, they pushed it off on their like third-rate studio
Yeah.
that they've got down there in Austin, I believe. And it'll either dwell there in obscurity with its small game player base these days, or it may, I doubt, though,
Yeah.
find success.
I don't think it's I think a lot of people expected them to abandon it, and I don't think that's what's
I don't think it's
happening.
been abandoned. I think it's just been pushed off to the
I just
side.
don't think they have the resources or the path,
They-
clear path ahead of them.
Well, dude, it was a game that was actually developed in 6 months.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they were doing. They haven't heeded any of the advice of veterans of that style of game. And they're just constantly putting band-aids to put on top of band-aids to put on top of band-aids. I think that game's, I don't want to say dead, but I think it's done.
Yeah, eventually they might, out of nowhere, throw down a gigantic patch that is crazy, but
they'll release the actual game.
yeah, we'll see. That remains to be seen. But
Yeah, moving on.
a game that is going to come out and actually did have the resources behind it and wasn't canceled
Yeah.
for no reason
Yeah.
is Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
So,
By one of my favorite studios, Respawn.
yes, absolutely. Titanfall 2.
Dude, Titanfall 2 is one of the best shooters I've played in years.
And Apex Legends, which is making all the money for EA right now.
And I mean, I didn't do any of the multiplayer because
I played a lot of the multiplayer in 1 because there wasn't a single player. But
it's just like it's one of those, like, it's like a Call of Duty style of multiplayer shooter, and I am not good at those. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good at Battlefield. I'm not good at
Yeah, the
At
fast-paced,
Call of Duty, yeah.
arcadey kind of shit.
yeah. I can't 360 no scope.
Yeah, and I haven't played 2 yet. I'll get to it eventually. It's not
Dude,
go-
the story's really good in
it's
that.
not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But Jedi Fallen Order. So Respawn made it. It is a actual third-person fucking melee lightsaber action game. You feel like they should have shit out 50 of these already.
I feel like we should have had a lot more games at this point, and I'm hoping this is the first step in
Absolutely.
that direction.
Even if the game isn't great, it's nice that there is going to be one.
Yeah, it's not, and this is not a knock on the Lego series because those are always fun.
Yeah.
But like, it's the first Star Wars game that isn't a shooter or Lego or a terrible mobile game.
Yes. So they showed 15 minutes of gameplay, and a little bit of a trailer that had a little bit more in it.
Yeah, a little bit more story.
But yeah, I mean, you kept saying, it's Respawn and they just keep making shooters. I need proof.
I need proof, and I finally got it, and it delivered. Yeah. It delivered for the most part. It's an early build. So like I was telling you, I was like, dude, those stormtroopers just
It looks like not all of the enemy AI like routines are in place.
They're really sluggish, and it doesn't seem, unless we're talking about the I don't know what they are. You would know from Rebels.
Yeah, there's some. The Inquisitor. No, this is a brand new for this game. Those guys. The Inquisitor is in, but those troopers that they show, and I forget what they called them.
I was just going to call them hunters.
Yeah, they basically have Grievous weapons.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, they got those shock rods or whatever they are.
They were well routined. But
dude, it looked like they really wanted to show off combat with those guys, and it looked really, really fun. I like that one where he's pushing him, and he just stops the push with that shock staff thing, and then when he goes to pull him to him, he's just like, okay, and just like jumps straight at him, does a cool little spin, and you end up in more trouble than you. So you gotta think on your toes with these guys.
It definitely has a deliberate Dark Souls, very light Dark Souls-esque combat system.
It's all about timing.
Where your timing dodges, you're vulnerable with your attacks. There's no canceling.
Like when he does that time freeze thing and everything.
He has to complete the animation or he's vulnerable. Like there's no canceling it, and there's no hack and slashing like you can slash.
So you got to make sure
but you're
some
in that animation until you're done or you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a little bit more fast paced, and you have powers, which is awesome.
And I'm wondering if because there's got to have to be some kind of level up system because every game has those quote unquote RPG elements these days. So I'm wondering if that animation time is going to decrease over time.
I'm sure. Yeah,
you'll be able to pull it off a little quicker.
They talked about leveling up systems. They talked about, because there have been interviews since that time. They talked about like this. Everybody's talking about how linear it was, and they were like, we intentionally showed a part of the game that had a linear kind of story part of it.
I'll be honest, I don't care if it's got linear shit. If it's linear,
no, and for sure the story is going to be linear, I'm sure, but they were talking about there wasn't like a lot of freedom, and they were talking about no, there is exploration, there is more openness. You go back to your ship, you can go different places, you can take different paths, you can do different stuff.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
They decided to show this part off just to be like, here's a good variety of what you're gonna be doing.
That's
a little bit of
cool,
platforming,
like,
a little bit of this.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. But like Darksiders was it pretended to have some freedom and stuff like that, but it was all pretty linear, and it's still one of the best games that a lot of people have
but it still
played.
But it still has Metroidvania-esque exploration and backtracking and stuff like that. They're not talking like it's going to be open world.
Yeah,
but I
just feel like a lot of people complain about open world, but then they all have the demand for open world.
Definitely not open world, but it looked like you were just following hallways to more hallways in this one. So it was like they were like, no, there is a little bit more
I feel like that might be some kind of prologue mission.
Oh yeah, for sure. And what we were talking about, I'm cool with stormtroopers just getting fucking wrecked.
Oh yeah,
but
I expect them to be.
They were standing still, and two of them in sync fired two bolts.
Yeah,
put their rifles down, waited a second, brought them back up, and fired again. I'm like, that enemy AI is not programmed.
Yeah,
in.
and then the scout troopers with the little shock knife things, they're just like, here I come.
They did like 2 or 3 swings, and they stood there, and then they turned left. And if that
slowly jogging toward you, and I'm just like, all right, man, run like a person.
That seemed like the scripting was off, and they did say it was alpha gameplay.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's post alpha or something like that.
It was like pre-alpha or alpha.
Pre-alpha. I just remember there being a prefix to that alpha thing.
Yeah, so that is a concern if it's not fixed, but also until we see closer to a final build.
To me, it looked like Unleashed with better controls.
Oh, yeah.
More, a little less over the top. But like Unleashed was just supposed to be like a tech demo, and everybody thought it was amazing. And I feel like they just built a game around that tech demo.
I played Force Unleashed and I fucking hated it. So I don't know.
See, I liked the first one. The second one,
the first one is the one I played, and I was like, ugh.
See, at the time though, the first one was pretty good. You also had complaints about Shadow of the Colossus and stuff, and it's like, yeah, at the time, it was amazing. But these days, you can do that game a lot better.
Yeah. Shadow of the Colossus is a whole different beast. This just seems more in line with what to expect from modern third-person fucking action adventure game.
I brought up Darksiders because it makes me think a lot of Darksiders, especially Darksiders 2 Combat, where you're running on walls and you're jumping over things and stuff, and it looks a lot smoother. Like Darksiders 1 had all those elements, but you moved very, very slow. And then in this, you look like you move a little faster. You get a little more magic power, which you had in Darksiders 2.
And I feel like they're keeping a lot of things like close to the chest on what they're revealing for this one. But when it comes to Respawn, their polish is actually very, very good.
Yeah.
So,
dude. Yeah, I have high hopes from them.
They put Apex Legends out in like early access or whatever the fuck, and it was like much better than fucking PUBG or any of these games that have come out in a while.
Well, and just like we were talking about Titanfall 2, that game should not run as smooth as it is. It should not be as satisfying as just from the story element. Like with the amount of crazy stuff that you can do with that game, it's really excellent.
Yeah. So the things, it didn't wow me, but at the same time, I was kind of just like, cool. Like, I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was the same way. I was just like, awesome.
As a Star Wars game, I go around chop shit with a lightsaber.
I'm not playing Battlefront with this, and I'm cool with that. Like, I love playing Battlefront, but like, I'm glad to get something different again.
And it's running on Unreal, which is an engine that supports gameplay like this. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to make Frostbite do everything.
Yeah.
So it's great.
It looks great. Yeah.
It looks great, and it's great for first-person shooting.
Yeah.
Which it was developed in-house by DICE for.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't run FIFA.
Yeah, exactly.
Or fucking
any Mass Effect or Dragon Age.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah. So I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing more. But for right now, I'm just like, I'm in.
That one really got me, man. I may have been a little more excited about it than you were. I still think the coolest part of that demo was when he freezes that blaster bolt, pulls the trooper to him, and then hits him with his own blaster bolt.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I didn't want to be.
You just don't want to be overexcited.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to seem like I'm down on it, because I'm really not. I'm fucking super excited that a Star Wars game is actually coming out. I was a little surprised that they went with the kind of deliberate Dark Souls-esque combat. Like the long animation, even for just one force
some
power.
Some of the slow swings.
And it's like if he doesn't get his hand all the way back and somebody hits him, it's interrupted, he's staggered. And I'm like, I like that gameplay. I think I would probably compare it more to God of War, new God of War, which was a little bit of a faster Souls-esque combat.
Yeah.
So,
well, even Bloodborne was a little more responsive than Dark Souls was.
So, I like it, and there's room for it to change. And fucking, this is alpha build.
Got time.
And to be honest, I'm probably not even going to be thinking about that when I feel it's going to have its own feel by the time I'm playing it. I'm going to be used to it. It was just, I don't know, almost like I was expecting more of a Force Unleashed, just like raining death.
Yeah, mayhem and chaos.
But I get that they're splitting it up between like, here's some enemies that are pretty easy, and then like some harder combat challenges.
I'm wondering if there's going to be any stealth aspects to it.
Yeah, I wonder.
Because he's supposed to be hiding who he is and stuff in parts of the game. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some sneaky.
Yeah, who knows? I look forward to who the extended cast is outside of fucking Saw Gerrera.
Yeah.
Because who cares? But
dude, Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie they've made since A New Hope.
Yeah. So I like them tying things together. I do wish everything didn't have to be canon.
I don't know why that's a mandate. Like,
Yeah.
why can't we just have games? Like, I don't care if this guy shows up in The Last
Yeah.
Jedi or something like
At,
that.
at the same time, I do like how they're painting a story of that time period,
I do.
because
I
Rogue
think
One
that's
was
really
the only
cool.
other movie who did it, even though it was like one day.
And then
before
if you
fucking-
had played all the way through Force Unleashed, like he's instrumental in forming the Rebel Alliance and stuff, and that was kind of cool. But at the same time, like I have the same complaints where I'm like, I don't need to see Leia. I don't know why everything has to tie in. Like I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like, I get it. That's the story. I've seen the movies. I've seen the cartoons. I've read the books, seen the comics. Like I don't need Leia and Han and Chewbacca to be there in every story. Or Saw Gerrera or
Yeah.
Jyn Erso or Spanish McRebel.
Yeah.
I don't need all that. Like just give me a guy in the universe. I like Star Wars enough
Yeah.
that's what made KOTOR so great. Was there was no Vader or the Emperor or
Yeah.
anything. It was all on its own, but I was still in that universe. Like I
Yeah.
like the Star Wars galaxy. I don't necessarily need the movies to like Star Wars.
Yeah, for sure. And I do like, and I get that he's a Jedi, so
Yeah.
it's like having somebody in there is like, okay, yeah, whatever. That's what I look forward to with the Mandalorian, is that it's like, hopefully we're finally getting just like, here's a guy
Yeah.
and some people, and it's
Yeah.
a story in that universe, but it doesn't tie in outside of like things going on in the galaxy. Like
I
the
would-
Rebel Alliance might exist.
I
or
would
whatever, or
be
the Empire
I would
exists.
be okay if like we got a Jabba,
Mhm.
a Jabba shot, like that makes sense, but like I don't know, dude. It's again, yeah, I'm with you. Like it's gonna be its own thing.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it stays its own thing. Like don't force Boba Fett on me.
Yeah, for sure.
I was really nervous when they first announced it because I thought it was all gonna be Boba Fett. And I
Oh,
was just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, I kind of I figured like if you're gonna go off of fucking Boba Fett, you might as well just use the brand recognition and just call it a Boba Fett show.
Yeah,
So,
just call it Fett or something.
yeah. So I kind of was like, nah, I think they're probably gonna do something else. But
yeah.
I feel like if they're keeping all their IPs, in the hopper, it's like they probably think Boba Fett is movie worthy anyway, which I disagree with, but that's probably what they're thinking. So I never really thought it was going to be Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, November. That's all we got to wait. November.
Yeah.
Do you have a date there?
No, I do not.
You
just had it. It was November 20 something.
It's like a
maybe?
November. Oh no, it's not here. You're right. Idiots. It's like November 18th or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Mid-November, so we don't have long time to wait for that, which is nice.
Super nice.
Outside of that, EA was stupid, so we're going to move on to the very next day. It was like 11 o'clock. Microsoft started running unopposed. I mean, I guess Nintendo is there, but to be fair, Xbox and PlayStation are the ones who are always, who won E3? And to be fair, it's usually Nintendo, but we have to pick Microsoft or Sony for some reason.
Well, I'll tell you who won when we get to another topic.
Okay. So maybe we'll talk about that again. That seems to be the thing people do.
Yeah.
I've listened to these podcasts before.
Have you heard a podcast?
I've heard of I've heard of podcasts before. So Microsoft. It started up and they showed, what the fuck was the first stupid thing they showed? I think it was just a montage, and then they come out on stage and like, get ready to see 60 fucking games and blah blah blah. I'm like, get to the games already.
Yeah. And
Like-
then they didn't even show 60 games.
I think they did, but like 14 of them were in one montage for the ID and Xbox. They're indies.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. When we're looking at our list here, there's definitely not 60.
No, there's like
Um,
10.
Yeah, these are notable. But anyway, I
don't think there's one on here that I want to argue notable with, but
Okay, what would you argue is not?
Gears 5?
Gears 5? Yeah, I mean, it's still one of their big franchises.
Mm,
I mean, one of their big franchises.
yeah,
actually.
I do remember laughing hysterically at the trailer. they know their audience and they play to them, and it's great, dude. I do commend them for it.
They do.
Also the coolest set I saw for that whole thing. That was a dope set.
They did have a cool set. Am I missing an entire? I feel like I'm missing an entire thing here.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. This is going very, very well. All right. Yeah, no. This list I have is garbage. Anyway, okay.
I see the ones that we want to talk about.
Yeah, for the most part. Let's talk. Yeah, fair. So, I did want to talk about. They got Ninja Theory.
Yeah,
and they had some new like third-person melee Overwatch-esque multiplayer game.
I guess.
And that was like their first party, like one of their new announced first-party studios.
Yeah, Overwatch, and Team Fortress style.
Yeah, and that was their first thing they came out with. And I think everybody was like,
all right.
Really? All right.
Yeah, this late in the game. Oh, but it's melee based.
Yeah, and I know that they had worked on it and whatever when they had acquired them, and they're like, oh, if that's what you're passionate about, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, they get a first party game out quicker that way, I guess. I mean, yeah, I don't have a lot to say about that one.
It was that was Bleeding Edge, wasn't it?
Yeah, was that Bleeding? Yeah, it must have been Bleeding Edge.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the name. So
I don't.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that was weird because they made a big deal of acquiring these studios.
Yeah, I heard Ninja Theory and I was like, ooh.
So are you thinking of Ninja Theory or Team Ninja?
Which one's the one that does all the over glorified CGI movies where you press X to do something every once in a while and then you watch a movie for like 30 minutes?
I'm pretty sure that's Team Ninja, but
yeah. Probably. They did all the Andy Serkis games.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Team Ninja?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was Ninja Theory. All right.
Yeah. So okay, another first party studio that they acquired obviously was Obsidian.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is not a Microsoft published game.
No.
They were already working on this game and had a publishing deal done for it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, Microsoft, who owns them, gets their publisher to sign deals. So it is coming to Game Pass immediately.
Yeah.
But the Outer Worlds, which is just in space.
I'm so excited.
In space Fallout 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it has Fallout 4's engine.
I mean, they're not using. They're using.
They're not. They're still using the New Vegas and everything.
It's an all new engine. Yeah, they're not,
because it looks exactly like it. It has almost the exact same graphics as Fallout 4.
Yeah, so. No, they're not using Bethesda's engine at all. Yeah, okay. They're not using id Tech. Definitely not.
Well, good for them because that engine sucks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they developed a new engine for this one. But yeah, I mean, it's a first person fucking shooty RPG.
Yeah,
and it's in space, and it's got some of that retro.
It's got that retro sci-fi look,
yeah.
And I'm a sucker for all that. I love it, dude. Space suits with the little ray guns and everything. There's a shrink ray. Come on.
Yeah, they're tempering.
It's gonna have that signature humor from Obsidian too.
Yeah, they're tempering expectations a bit. Like letting people know, like it's a little bit of a smaller experience. Don't think gigantic.
Oh yeah, no, I'm expecting something like New Vegas because New Vegas isn't that big,
really.
But yeah, some people say I've heard people say that it's larger than 3 or any of the other Bethesda ones. 4.
Yeah.
So, but it feels. New Vegas always felt to me a little bit of a smaller map, but that was fine.
Yeah,
I loved New Vegas very much.
Yeah, I'm sure if like you're real into it and you're trying to do everything, it's going to be quite a lengthy experience. But I think if you're just like focusing on the story, and I guess it's more of a focused story if you do want to do this.
Well, yeah, 1 and 2, which were their games, they were very focused on the story, and you had a bunch of little side quests and stuff, but it was very story based.
So I mean, even still, like I don't really care if I don't like think in those terms anymore. Like,
half the time I play these games, I barely even touch it. I hate the story on most of those games anyway. But I'm thinking of the Bethesda games, and those stories
exactly
suck. It's all their side quests have better stories than their main quest.
Yeah, and with Obsidian, it's not quite the same way.
No.
But I don't think in terms of like hours played, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah,
oh man,
no.
if it's $60,
It's-
it's got to
yeah.
be 100 hours.
It's got to
I'm
be
like,
70 hours.
if I can play,
yeah.
if this game's like 20, 30 hours long, like who cares? It's
Yeah.
fucking, it
and
looks really fun.
most of the play for that comes from doing just random shit and farting around. So
Yeah, exactly. Exploring and digging around. And,
well, it's like if you play like to offer up a different example, if you play a Rockstar game through the main story on most of those games, you're gonna be done in 10 hours.
yeah,
maybe.
for sure. Outside of maybe 5, maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, like GTA 5 was pretty fast if you just played the story. Like I think I beat it in 2 days.
Yeah. But yeah, they were tempering expectations like that though a little bit, being like it's not too big, not too much going on. It's a little bit more of a focus game, so we'll see. I mean, it's not going to stop me from fucking playing it.
No.
By any means. That was my second most impressed, the second most anticipated and impressive game that Microsoft showed off.
Yes, indeed.
Numero uno, I think, is pretty obvious. We got another thing for Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm.
And it was super cool.
Was awesome. It was just a cinematic. They did a little bit of gameplay, but I think it was just the gameplay we already saw.
Yeah, it was a new little cut. Yeah, the gameplay part. Yeah, it was stuff we already seen. But
No, the new cutscene was really cool. I like the new cutscene. And this, Ryan, is where we get to who won EA, and the answer is everybody.
E3, and yes, everybody.
Why, Ryan, did everyone win E3? Did I keep saying EA?
You said EA the first time, but you're good. So they show this cinematic, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And then they're like, surprise Keanu Reeves. He's in the game.
Keanu Reeves is in the game, and
he's here in real life to come out on stage. And the crowd just went fucking insane.
Oh, dude, they went nuts.
He couldn't even
deliver it.
Read off the prompter.
Yeah. Every time he tried to speak, somebody said something else. And the best one was, you're breathtaking. You're breathtaking. Cyberpunk.
Just like 5 times. And he's just super chill. And everybody loves him. And he gives us the release date of fucking April of next year.
Yep.
And I hope that's true.
I do too. But like with CD Projekt Red, they can push the game back as often as they want.
Yeah.
Like
they can't push it back too far though.
Yeah. Well, okay. You're right. I know it's coming, and I know when they push dates back, it's just to polish the game more.
Yeah.
They've always done that, and they've delivered every time.
Yeah. They don't have a big window. They don't have a big window though, because they have to get it out before the new console generation happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have like that time period from like summer to like when they're saying to like the end of summer, because that's max install base. That's before people are trying to get rid of them because they're like, oh, I want to get the next one, especially because they're all going to be backwards compatible, which leaves a little bit of leeway with this whole looming console generation thing. But I do actually think it might come out in April. Yeah, Keanu. I'm like, cool.
He's just a treasure, man.
He's just a cool dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna play it if he's.
I was gonna play it before I knew he was in it. Now I'm definitely gonna play it.
I'm just like, yeah, that's a cool little thing.
Yeah,
it's a cool little thing. And yes, it fucking killed. The goddamn audience was going insane. It was crazy.
It sucks because they didn't really show anything for the game except for yet another really cool cinematic.
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly, part of me is just like, just turn this into a movie. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
this
for
is
sure.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. And they did show behind again the second E3 in a row. They showed
they did behind
they showed
closed
like
doors.
an hour of gameplay behind closed doors. And
which, like, it sucks that they did that again, because they said after that first gameplay demo that we all got to see the game has gone through drastic changes
Yeah.
and it doesn't even look the same. So what does it look like now?
Yeah, it's
and we're all
crazy.
hearing about it second, third hand.
A couple months later, they released that gameplay footage for everybody to see, and then go like, "Hey, just so you know, things changed. This is not representative anymore. It's a work in progress." But they trusted everybody to see it, and it's like, why are you gonna do it again? Where you're gonna like, I know in a month or two they're gonna release this gameplay, and it's like, dude, just release it. Why are you?
I know. Why are we waiting?
Why are we listening to descriptions of the press that were able to see it, which is fine, but like, either show them and not let them say anything,
Mm-hmm.
or show everybody. Because what you're doing is you're showing the press, then they're going and writing a fucking article for views that's, fucking a page and a half long of just like, and I saw this, and like wildly different thing. Like,
Yeah.
you can possibly misrepresent the game that
Oh,
way.
yeah, well, and then
more
it-
than an early demo is going to misrepresent the game.
It raises a lot of speculation, and I feel like it increases that hype level. And then when the game actually finally comes out and it's different and stuff, everyone's going to be mad for no reason,
Yeah.
but for the reason that you created.
Yeah. So-
It's
I thought it was odd. I thought they should have like, later in the week been like, all right, and here's the gameplay demo we
Mhm.
were showing everybody. But I mean, it is what it is. Whatever. We have a good idea of what it's going to look like. I think there's just going to be graphic changes and a little bit of system changes and maybe a little bit of lighting differences,
different
and stuff
UI,
like that. Yeah, shit
different
like that.
HUD. Yeah,
But it's like, show us. If you're going to show people and let them tell us what they saw,
yeah.
then just show us, because you're just giving them an opportunity to misrepresent the game and tell us what they saw under their filter.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, just show us, man.
yeah.
So weird. But the second time they've done it, so what can you fucking do?
Yeah. The other one that I was pumped for out of that was Battletoads.
Yeah, Battletoads.
Battletoads looks super cool, man. I like these hand-drawn toony remakes that they're doing of the classics. I would love to see some other games done in this style, like Double Dragon or Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Just some of the old ones that I loved playing with my friends on my living room floor.
Yeah.
I would love to see those old cartoony games come back in a cartoony style.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that they're doing that.
I like a good beat 'em up, and I like it looked like a little flat to me in terms of like understanding what was happening like in the game.
Yeah.
The art style I had no problem with.
Yeah.
But I felt like making depth was an issue. Like,
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I feel like there was a style over not substance. You know what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
The stylization was a little maybe too heavy, but at the same time, like I want to see it firsthand to be able to make that judgment
You
before I
have
say
to know
anything.
how it plays.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was in kind of a montage. I don't know if they showed more gameplay later on.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it looked cool. And,
I think it looks awesome. I'm
it's
very
not-
pumped for it.
and it's nice to have these like kind of smaller games where you're like, oh yeah, and I played some Battletoads. It's
Mhm.
not everything is going to be fucking Cyberpunk. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. Yeah.
And I do like, and I really did like the hand drawn, very cartoony
Mhm.
art style.
It befits the goofiness of that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Wasteland 3 was another one I'm excited for.
Yep.
I've been waiting for that for a long time. I only played a little bit of 2. I need to finish it. But I love me some tactical RPGs.
Yeah, for sure. Me as well. I haven't played this series, but it looks cool. If I can get my hands on it, which I'm sure I can, I'll probably give it a look. One of the ones from their conference that like really stuck with me was they showed, as they do, the trailer just starts and it's like a first person horror, like survival horror.
Yeah,
game.
dude, that one tripped me out, man.
And like, I guess if you know a lot about the franchise, you would have been tipped off very early on
Yeah.
what it was. But
Well, at one point I was just like, oh, so they're taken from that. Oh,
yeah, exactly. And that's what I did too. I was like, wow, this actually looks pretty fucking scary. And I'm like, this looks kind of cool. This really reminds me of fucking. It's like reminding me of Blair Witch.
yeah, because I said the same thing because
Yeah.
they do that thing with the guy in the corner.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's when I was like, did they just take him from Blair Witch?
Yeah.
And then it's like Blair Witch.
Blair Witch.
And I was like, oh,
okay.
All right.
It's a Blair Witch game. I mean, the game looks cool. You adding Blair Witch did nothing. Like,
Yeah.
it just made me go, I know what that is.
Yeah, hey, I know that name.
So I don't know if there's like hardcore Blair Witch fans out there like, thank God. But it looked interesting and fucking terrifying, to be honest.
It looked very scary. I said halfway through the trailer, it was just, nope, never playing it.
Nope.
I will watch a streamer play that game. I will not play it myself.
Yeah.
I like watching horror games being played, but I don't like I play games in the dark most often. I don't want to play that game in the dark.
Yeah.
No.
My appreciation for horror is
I'm not sleeping.
yeah. My appreciation for horror is starting to come to me, but when it comes to horror video games outside of maybe like Resident Evil 2, that's a hard no.
Yeah, dude, I love horror and I hate horror video games. It's just too much, man.
Because that's the thing with horror, you're like, that was a dumb decision, but what can I do? I'm just watching. You're like, I'm not going. I literally cannot progress in this game unless I do something that I think is not cool to do.
That is not the hallway I want to go down. Don't make me go down that hallway. And they're like, you have to go down.
You have to go down that hallway.
And I'm like, well, I'm gonna die if I go down that hallway. And then sure enough, I die.
Yep.
I'm not going in there. There's a max murderer in there. You have to go in there.
A random thing I just thought was kind of cool is the Minecraft dungeons.
I thought that looked really fun.
Yeah.
It looked like a little Diablo.
A little Diablo, but it's in Minecraft style.
Yeah, the little voxel art.
It's like, Diablo or Path of Exile, but like kids can play it. And it looks kind of goofy and kind of fun.
It looked fun. I thought it looked great.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool.
Very excited for
in a world where, like, if Minecraft didn't exist and that came out, people would probably be losing their shit over it. It would look super fun, but I think a lot of people dismiss it because it's Minecraft branded, which is too bad because it actually looked good. They showed something for Halo Infinite. It was just a CGI thing.
Yeah, it was just a video of a guy finding Master Chief in space.
Yeah, but that will lead into what I kind of want to talk about, which is the next Xbox. It's called codename Project Scarlet.
They should just call it Next Box.
They should. I hope they call it Xbox 2 and just confuse the shit out of everybody. So
when did they get to 360? Oh, well, before the console wars.
One. And they're like, what? 2, which of course came after 360, but after 1. Anyway, but not to be confused with
Dude,
Xbox.
Stop.
It's weird. Anyway, I was hoping that they would talk. I mean, they don't want to like put too much out there before Sony. They kind of want to get their shit out at the same time, but it honestly sounds like the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox are going to be almost identical.
Yeah,
because they're running off of the Ryzen 3 Zen 2 Ryzen 3000 series processors and the new Navi integrated graphics. They're using PCI Express fucking Gen 4 for their SSDs. They're both going to have SSDs in them. They're going to be super fast. It seems like the new thing for the next generation is load times. There's going to be no fucking load times. Everything's going to be...
Ryan, I'm an RPG gamer.
Yeah.
And load times are real.
Yes, they're real. Yeah, luckily Sony was able to put out a lot of these things in an interview that went in a magazine.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to have goofy bullshit on the E3 stage.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be fucking identical.
Yeah.
Where Microsoft is going to differentiate itself, and I wish they would have talked about more, was with their xCloud thing.
Yeah.
Which is going to be cloud gaming.
They really breezed over that.
They really, really did. And
I got more of an in-depth description of everything from you than I did from their own damn conference.
Yeah, it's strange because Stadia already had their thing, and we didn't talk. I guess I'll just talk about it now. Google's streaming service is launching in November. So, like, it's very odd that Xbox isn't going to try to compete with them directly, but I think they're trying to also straddle the line of, like, we make consoles, we don't sell hardware, and that leaves the software.
Yeah.
They're going to try to ease people into the streaming because they tried to make people fucking buy a Kinect and also have their shit online all the time for cloud services.
How'd that work out for
them?
We're
going to help them, and people rebelled against them, and now Xbox was right. They honestly should have stuck to their fucking guns.
Oh, they really should have.
Is what they should have done. But
It's like the Dreamcast. They were just too far ahead of their time.
They gave Sony fucking ammunition to like randomly write shit talking into their conference and be like, well, this is how you share games on Archive. Like, dude, I don't want to give somebody a disc. If I can just be like, share with my friend, and then they can play it, that's how it should have worked.
Yeah.
They were ahead of their time. But
yeah, well, this isn't me trading games with my friend John in 1998.
No, but back in the day, it was like PS4 is the best. And to be fair, in terms of exclusives and stuff, they were right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think they're trying to ease people into this new future. We'll see what happens with Stadia. It was crazy because I'm like watching Ubisoft and shit, and they're like coming to PS4, Xbox, and Stadia, and I'm like, it's crazy to think like, yeah, there's 4 big players out there now. I mean, Nintendo, people want to put shit on Switch, they really do. It's if it can run it or not.
Yeah.
So they talk about that, and it's like they're gonna be powerful, they're gonna run in 4K, and they're gonna have like SSDs with crazy fast load times. Like, I can't wait to upgrade this B to something with Gen 4 and throw a fucking NVMe SSD in.
I know, dude. You've been talking about wanting to upgrade it anyway.
It's gonna be awesome. So
even though it's like a supercomputer now.
Yeah. And the consoles are gonna be able to take advantage of that. So they're probably gonna be $500 to $600 if I had to guess. And they're gonna be it's gonna be crazy because like this generation, it got fucking passed up by PC hardware so quickly.
Very fast.
So quickly.
Well, I feel like they threw
That's why they did the half steps, the Pro and the Xbox One X.
Yeah. Well, with the PlayStation 4, they did a bunch of steps too. You know, it's like they threw them out because people wanted new consoles and they weren't entirely prepared to release new consoles.
They really needed to put them out. The problem is they have to make them with AMD hardware to keep costs down. And AMD was just like in R&D stage. Like they were working on Ryzen and they basically had nothing. These are so underpowered. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But they couldn't stick with the PS3 and the Xbox 360 any longer.
No.
Because they had 512 like fucking megabytes of RAM.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were like nothing. It was insane. So
well, I remember installing games towards the end of the life on the 360 and being like, I have to delete half my games and half my saves to get my new game.
Yeah, and no, and on top of that, yeah, you're right. Like game sizes were getting crazier, and it was just it was bad. So they really needed to put a new one out, but like when it came to working with AMD, they just weren't ready.
Yeah.
Now AMD is actually like this new Zen 2 shit that's coming out. They're like giving Intel a real run for their money. Like it's fucking crazy. So there's not going to be a lot of disparity between the next new consoles and what you can accomplish on a PC. That's probably going to stay pretty close for a while. So that's cool. I look forward to that.
Especially with these streaming services that they're pumping out. Like it's almost like they're releasing consoles, but they don't need to them anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is console for people that don't have a very good internet connection or have a lot of weird issues with being, ownership and stuff like that. That's still a concern. But yeah, it's weird they didn't talk about xCloud because with Stadia, it's all right. Free. It's free to have it if you want to stream in 1080p and like stereo sound. You just buy games and you can play them on anything that has internet that's good enough to play it. Nobody knows what latency is going to be like, but we'll find out. So it's like Xbox should have come in hard. Like we have that too. You don't even need to buy Project Scarlet. Fucking on your current Xbox One X or whatever S, something that can display 4K out.
Yeah,
you can stream everything from Project xCloud, and it's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
didn't even mention any of that.
No,
the only thing they mentioned was you'll be able to stream from your own Xbox to whatever device remotely, and like that's when things get weird because now the internet you're using plus the internet in your house and then going through data centers, it's like not coming from a Microsoft server, which is
Pied Piper.
Yeah, so it's odd. Like I don't I don't know why they did that, and also why they're not talking about it when Google Stadia is launching this year.
Yeah.
So, thing with Stadia though, it is the latency going to be good? Like, I have internet that apparently I can stream shit in 4K and fucking 5.1 surround sound at 60 frames a second. Now, as a PC gamer with 144 hertz, 144 hertz, that's nothing. I want to do in 1440p at 100.
He goes on this rant while we're playing video games.
And it's G-Sync.
Talks about his great computer, talks about his great desk chair.
It is great. My butt is very comfortable. So, I don't know, but it's a very very appealing prospect to be like, I have a computer, I have a smartphone, and I have a Chromecast, and I can literally just play my games wherever the fuck I feel like, and I buy them on Stadia, and there they are. Like, every new game's coming out on it. Why would I pay $600 to buy a PS5?
Yeah.
So
that's my thing. I'm just like, you guys are kind of like stabbing your own market in the back. Why? And I thought I was going to get an idea of what Microsoft's plan was when they're like, we're making hardware and we have a streaming thing, but we didn't get anything. I've been lingering on this too much, but like, this is a big shift in like, it's revolutionary for especially for the console market.
Because half of me, I'm like, I have a PC and I like to play on it. Like, and if I wanted to, I could probably remote play using some sort of application. I'm sure there's one out there. But then half of me goes like, oh man, maybe I would want to buy that on Stadia because like, if I'm like out doing something or like somebody I know who doesn't play on PC, I can play it on my PC, but with them because they just have it at home or something. Like, and I'm like, no, but that's stupid.
It's like freaking out right now.
That's stupid. It's streaming. It's dumb. But we'll see. I thought that they were going to talk way more about it. They didn't. They were just like, Halo Infinite is launching on the new Xbox. Holiday 2020.
Yeah.
So we are like a year and a few months away from new consoles. So that's crazy.
Weird.
But if you really think about it, these consoles have been out a while. And they've put out new ones since then with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X.
Yeah, Xbox
One X. Because they already sucked so bad. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
That just looks like a great time.
It just looks like a really good flight simulator.
Yeah, like, remember Flight Simulator? Yeah, I do. And they're like, we got a new one.
We took satellite imagery in all of our cloud services to make it like super realistic. It looks so amazing.
It looks so fun.
And the people who
I want to fly a Cessna.
Yeah, and the people who love playing it, I'm sure they're going to be role playing air traffic control and
all
their dumb bullshit that they do.
Dude, I haven't played that game since high school. They used to have it in the computer lab, and I used to play it all the time.
Yeah, I still have all my discs, I think.
Yeah.
It looks super cool. Gears 5 is a thing that exists. Nobody cares.
I was really disappointed they didn't talk about their tactical game.
Yeah, Gears of War Tactics. Yeah, they didn't talk about it. That
looked like a lot of fun. I'll play a Gears of War Tactics game.
Yeah, an XCOM-y Gears game. Yeah,
they did talk about their mobile game.
Yeah, Gears Pop Funko. But yeah, no, they didn't talk about it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
I don't understand a lot of what happened at E3 this year.
No, it was an off year, and everybody kind of knew it was gonna be, especially with PlayStation just being like, nope.
Yeah,
because we're holding everything in for our new console because that's their old school mentality again. Even though everything's gonna be backwards compatible, they're like, no, we need to have the dopest launch titles.
Yeah,
and the reason you wanted. In the past, you wanted the dopest launch titles is because those are the only things you can play when you buy a new console. But now your entire library will play.
I remember the 360's launch titles and was just like, what?
Yeah.
Most like apart from Oblivion, it was just like, this is...
Yeah, Need for Speed Underground or whatever it was called.
I think it was
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Most Wanted, yeah. Most Wanted was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, but how much can you play it?
Yeah.
So
it was that boxing game.
We'll see. So they're holding everything except for Death Stranding, which who knows how that'll go.
I'm not a Hideo Kojima fan.
But like overall, like the conference seemed kind of long, and there were things that get really excited about, like Cyberpunk and fucking Keanu. Keanu getting everybody all riled up. But, overall, it was just kind of like, there's some good games there, but I wasn't wowed by anything, and they didn't like blow me away with being like, here's how the future of gaming is gonna go. Like,
Yeah.
we just kind of have to wait for Stadia and figure it out on our own.
Yeah.
Then Bethesda happened. That was very unfortunate.
Oh my god. That one was so terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
Dude, speaking of people saying weird things, it's like
Yeah.
I thought it was a little ridiculous and a little like arrogant of them putting all these people out there like, I have a really terrible life and Fallout saved my life. And I'm just like, dude, you guys are dicks, man.
Yeah, they've always made it like a weird fan event. I don't know
Yeah.
if they had Bethesda Land this time or not,
Oh,
but
Lord.
I think they were where Sony used to be, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to do it, but they came out. They even got Todd Howard out, and usually if there's not a Bethesda Game Studios game coming out, he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
So I got Todd Howard out there to be like, so sorry about Fallout 76, but I swear to God, we're making it better. It's gonna be great. And everybody's like, yay.
Yeah, all right. Except for all the Bethesda employees that were in the front row.
Yay. And then
cheering like madmen.
Then they brought two more dudes out, and they're like, all right, now we know you guys all love Fallout 76. I was like, oh my God.
No one.
And they're like, Nuclear Winter's coming out, and it's gonna be a battle royale.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, double down on that terrible combat system you guys have been rocking for years.
And then they were like, and this part is genuinely interesting. They were like, oh, by the way, we're having a huge update coming out, and we're gonna make it a real Fallout game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
With NPCs and quests and dialogue and stuff. And
Yeah, because they were just like, they came out and everybody was like, wait, what?
Yeah, so
when it first showed up.
Yeah, so your whole spiel about like, no, you're doing the world.
Yeah,
you're
you
just
make
like,
the world.
Well, we fucked this idea up, and I'm not complaining here, but it's like, now we're making a real Fallout game.
Well, because like it was all they were doubling down on was that everybody was going to get power armor and then fight each other.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like it.
No, and I forget who said it. I think it was, I forget, somebody who was doing Twitch coverage. They were like, oh, they talked about, oh, how great the community is. And like, we thought people were going to be griefing each other and blah, 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 blah. But like, people are very nice in the wasteland. And somebody was like, it's because their PvP mechanics are broken and terrible. So nobody bothers. And I was like, damn.
Well, their combat is awful.
So now
that was the problem with Fallout 4 was they were like, we're going to make it a shooter. And it was like, yeah, but it still really sucks. You know?
So now they're just ditching that. And they're like, if you want a PvP, go into this mode. And then otherwise, now now it's just co-op.
Yeah. They're like, well, the
Fallout.
thing that cracked me up the most was we're bringing back dialogue trees. And it was like, good.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's just so funny. They're like, no. Like, it's a different type of game. And now they're like, everybody hates it. So we put in stuff to make it a normal Fallout game.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Whatever.
It's going to live somewhere in the middle. I'm sure it has its fan base.
I might check it out now.
No. Eventually, once that goes in,
Yeah.
quests and real shit,
Oh, yeah.
I probably will check it out as well. Plus, it costs like $4. So there was a large portion of the conference was on Fallout 76. I was like, again?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And then after that, it was mobile games.
Yeah, and then they're like, all right, Elder Scrolls Blades. And it's like, oh,
This will be available to play for free now.
Yeah, that mobile, which, it already has been, but that mobile game that nobody likes, they did early access, and then people were like, just let everybody play it. Then they let everybody play it, and people were like, this sucks. Okay, and they're like, oh, we're going to put it on the Switch, too, and it'll still be free. And I was just like, who wants to play a iOS mobile game on the Switch? I don't know.
And then they're doing Commander Keen, and
then
no one's excited about that.
Commander Keen, and it's a travesty, because Commander Keen is important in the PC gaming space.
Oh, yeah.
They, back in the day, PC gaming was for a specific type of game. You couldn't do fucking side-scrolling platforming on the PC. It just like didn't work.
Yeah.
And they made it work. And now it's going to be some weird collectible piece of shit iOS game. They focused a long time on all that bullshit.
Yeah. Too much because they don't have anything else really.
No, so then they brought out the Arcane Studio guys, and they were like, and I'm like, yeah, I like Dishonored. I haven't played Dishonored 2 yet, but I loved Dishonored actually.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that was one of your favorite games, man.
Yeah, I loved it. And they're like, we have.
I bought it because you wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah. I finished it and I immediately
and
restarted
I
it.
ended up loving it because like I loved the art style of it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the music. I liked the world.
Yeah,
story was a little lacking.
Yeah,
I think the end of it was the part that I was just kind of like, oh wow, that was.
Yeah, I got both endings.
All right.
Neither of them are whatever.
Yeah. Well, I got both too, and I was just kind of like, I thought one might be more interesting than the other one, and they're both pretty much the same.
No, they call them the good and the bad ending, but they're both the same.
Yeah.
One is just more positive, I guess. But if you play the second one, I guess it doesn't matter. They both, whatever. Anyway, so they brought out Arcane, and they were like, "Hey, we got a new game," and they're very French, and. Well, the dude was very, very French.
Dude, yeah, he had like the Poirot mustache and everything. I mean, Poirot's Belgian, but
yeah, and they showed off Death. There's no gameplay, so I don't fucking know what this game is.
No,
it was a cinematic for something called Deathloop, and it's like
Edge of Tomorrow, Groundhog Day. Yeah, except two people
Mr.
are trying
to
kill
Smith,
themselves. Yeah,
they both are just fighting constantly with guns.
Yeah, and swords
and whatever else.
Yeah.
And they're like, look forward to that sometime. They didn't even announce what it's coming out on.
No.
So, which probably means it's next gen. If they're like, then they talk, and then I'm sure they talked about Elder Scrolls Online for a while, which is fine. That game's fun. People who play it.
The new one's coming out. You're going to Elsewhere.
Yeah, Elsewhere is already out, but there's some sort of new raid or something.
Yeah. That's
they
what
talked about.
The dragons are coming.
Yeah, dragons are coming.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I'm more concerned with like, are the dragons going to be fun to fight? Because they were the worst fights in Skyrim.
Yeah.
They were so bad.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Then another one of the E3 darlings came out to talk about Ghostwire Tokyo.
The most adorable woman ever.
She was very Japanese.
Yeah. She apologized right off the bat about like not being able to speak English well. And like, I don't feel like you need to do that. I felt bad for her that she thought she had to do that. And she was wonderful.
Yeah, she was full of enthusiasm and she sold me on the game, and then they showed us no gameplay.
No.
And it looked kind of cool.
Yeah. Looks like a Japanese game.
Yeah. Then they showed Wolfenstein Youngblood. There is gameplay out there for that, and people have played it, and they say it's awesome.
I love the new Wolfenstein games. I loved the original Wolfenstein games. I love Wolfenstein. That's the first FPS ever, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, and I guess it just keeps getting over the top, and
yeah,
people say they really like the tone in this one. It's kind of goofy.
Yeah, well, the first one, they've all been kind of goofy.
I think the second one, I think that was some of the issue was they showed it off as being really, really goofy, and then I guess it was a little.
Oh, is it more serious?
It's a little serial.
All right.
Yeah,
I have not played the second one all the way through.
I get so many mixed things on the second one. I need to play through all of them. One of these days I will.
I played the DLCs for the first one, and I loved them.
Yeah. One of these days I'll play through them because I really liked Doom as well, which was the next thing they showed off and the last thing they showed off.
Dude, and it looked doomy.
Yeah, it looks fucking incredible.
It looks awesome.
And by all accounts, everybody's like better than the first one. It's fucking amazing.
I'm very interested in the Slayers versus Demon thing. That sounds fun.
Yeah, and that looked pretty
One
cool.
Slayer versus what? 2 demons?
Yeah, that asymmetrical PvP thing that maybe one of these days somebody will figure out.
Yeah.
Like I think Dead by Daylight's the only big one right now.
Yeah.
PlayStation is coming out with that Predator game that's doing the same thing. Like one of these days they'll figure it out. Evolve tanked hard. So
yeah.
You see.
But that was about it for
that was
Bethesda.
It. No, that was literally every game.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the whole thing. That was the only conference we went over every single thing they showed.
God.
So imagine having to sit through that. I don't have anything.
It was really bad and really goofy and Oh god, they just doubled down on all the cringeworthy shit. Oh yeah, Rage 2. They talked about Rage 2.
They talked
We didn't
about a
bring
little,
that up.
yeah, a little bit of DLC
Yeah.
for Rage 2.
The giant robot. Rage 2 is Rage 2.
Yeah, by all accounts, Rage 2.
There's a motorcycle now.
Yeah, by all accounts, Rage 2 is perfectly adequate, which is not saying a whole lot, but
Yeah.
at the same time, kind of saying a lot. Yeah. Then there was Devolver. That's always their joke conference. They didn't really announce anything again. They showed my friend Pedro like for the fifth time.
Yeah, like a 30-second thing from my friend Pedro.
Yeah.
Song was cool.
Yeah. So yeah, they didn't show off anything really new.
I feel like they don't really ever show off anything
They
new.
usually have
just
like
do
one new game that they usually show off. Like they usually have one. And I don't think they did, but it's for the laughs if you're keeping up with the storyline of what's her name? God damn it. Struthers. Nina Struthers.
Yeah.
Keeping up with Nina Struthers.
Yeah, it's a RoboCop thing and then it turns into Terminator. It's wonderful.
Yeah. So that's always fun. The next day, moving right along.
Ooh.
And I believe you've seen nothing from this, and I've
The
seen
Ubisoft.
and I've seen a little bit. I fell asleep watching it. Ubisoft.
Ubisoft is not one of my big favorites, so I
No.
don't really care what they're doing.
I mean, to be fair, they do come out with games.
They've got some decent
They come out
ones.
with games
I
that I
mean,
end up playing.
I
mean, we
played
The
more of the
Division.
Division than I want to admit I did.
Yeah.
I played over 300 hours of that game.
Yeah.
But
Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Everybody knew that was coming out. They showed a little bit more for it. Division 2. They're coming out with DLC. For Honor. They're sticking with that game. More DLC. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. More stuff. They're coming out with of all things, a Rocket League rip-off roller derby
oh Lord.
game that you can actually play right now, I think, in like beta or something. It looks fun, but it looks like nobody's ever going to play it. They announced a new game for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, Stadia, and Switch.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's becoming a mouthful. Pretty much every new game they're going to come out they're putting out is going to come out on Stadia. It's called Gods and Monsters. They didn't show anything for it. It looks like a little watercolor-esque kind of third-person action adventure game. Looks a little bit different for them because it's not a Tom Clancy game.
Yeah.
Which is all they make anymore. They showed off a couple Rainbow Six things. They're doing like a horde mode thing, and they're doing it. It's all just fucking more of the same. Watch Dogs Legion. Very, very interesting and ambitious if they can pull it
From
off.
what it sounds like to me and what I looked up and saw, it just made me think of Saints Row.
Oh, like in goofiness factor?
Yeah.
I think that was more the second one. The second one was kind of a goofy,
Really?
weird, dumb thing. This is like more their style, because like the second one, it was actually kind of surprised people. Like the tone was actually okay and the gameplay was fun. It was still open world Ubisoft fucking paint by numbers shit, but like had a little bit more going on. This is like the ambition of it is any NPC in the world can be recruited and you can play as them, and once you die as a character, they're just fucking dead. And there's not a single protagonist. How the story beats are going to work with such a thing.
You build your own story with your own character.
Yeah. How the story beats are going to work with that sort of thing, I do not know. But it's like certain characters do certain things, and you can be an old granny if you want to, and she plays differently than like the drone expert or the hacker or this guy or that guy, and this person's a driver. And
they really showed most of the old lady gameplay.
Yeah, because it's funny, and I get it. But it's funny that she still had a gun, because a lot of people talked about with the second one is the tone didn't fit, like, and now I go and shoot a bunch of people.
Yeah. Well, it was the same thing with like the first one, I guess, too.
Yeah. So presumably in this game, if you wanted to and just do espionage and hacking and stuff, you could do that finally.
Yeah.
In this game, I think you could probably get through it without shooting a single person, which I think was impossible in the second one.
Yeah, you had missions where you had to infiltrate and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if this can pull it off, which I'm sure they have a way of pulling it off, but like Are you going to be able to see through the veil and be like, I understand how on the back end this is working?
Yeah.
Like, can you really voice all that many characters? Are the story beats going to be the same? Like, it looks cool, but also, like, are you into fucking playing Ubisoft open world games? Then you're probably going to like it. I know.
I'm 100% not.
I like Far Cry enough. So I play some of their games, but they put out fucking 5 of these a year, and I'm starting to just be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
They announce something interesting and then it disappears for a while.
Yep.
They didn't show any Beyond Good and Evil. They didn't show any of that new fucking pirate
I don't
game.
think Beyond Good and Evil is actually ever going to happen.
I mean,
know that they've got stuff, but like,
no, it's a ways out for sure. It's not like, I don't think it's gonna be like Death Stranding where I'm like, that game is never coming out, and randomly they're like, no, it is coming out.
It's coming out this year.
Yes,
Yeah.
This game is a game I'm gonna say is never coming out, and it will never come out. 3 years from now, they're gonna be like, it's coming out next year or something. But I thought that they would show something because like people don't believe it's a real game.
Yeah.
But not showing anything for Skull and Bones or whatever it's called was odd. It was typical Ubisoft bullshit.
Musical performance.
They had a Just Dance fucking dance off bullshit. God. And it's just like,
did Aisha Tyler host again?
No, they got rid of they haven't had a host for a while now. For the last couple, I think 2 or 3 maybe.
See, I thought she still hosted last year.
No, she didn't. So that's it. That was all those 2 new games. That was it. There was Rainbow Six spinoff game and Breakpoint, but that's already been announced, so I'm not counting that. It's strange. Like E3 started kind of high and then just like went off a cliff, and then Nintendo happened. But before Nintendo, Square Enix, to be honest, before Nintendo, I was like, I think Square Enix is getting me the most pumped here.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, which, let's be clear, it's called Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it is not all of Final Fantasy VII.
It's not all of Final Fantasy VII.
It's just
it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, and then it'll have some other stupid, fucking...
It's some stupid name, and then it'll probably be a third one, but who knows. And from what I understand, they're like, oh, we're making this game, and then we're making the next installment in Final Fantasy, like 16 or something, and then maybe we'll make a second part to this. So I don't know, enjoy this while it lasts. I thought it looked good.
It looked pretty cool.
I don't give a shit about Final Fantasy VII, and I'm like, I want to play that.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm interested in it. It seems like it's got like an updated version of 12's combat. Or I didn't fucking touch 13 because I thought it looked like garbage, and I hear mixed reviews. I thought 13 was
purely turn-based.
No, was it purely turn-based? I thought it was like kind of like you could move your character around, but it was still turn-based.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like,
because 12 was still turn-based, but it was based on 11's combat.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like Ni no Kuni type shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought 13 was very much stuck.
Like I said,
I heard it was like a step back from 12.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't fucking play that game. It looked like garbage to me.
What about 13-2?
No.
Okay.
Well, 13, wasn't there another 13-3 Lightning's Return or Resurgence or something like that?
I'm not sure. I know 15 was supposed to be 13 cross something or other.
It was 13 versus 14 or something like that.
13 versus something.
Yeah. 13 versus.
Yeah, which became 15. But yeah.
But like that game was entirely different for like the 400 years it was in development.
Yeah. Which,
yeah.
The fact that they didn't finish Final Fantasy VII Remake makes me go like, ooh.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Whatever. I mean, who cares? For somebody who hasn't played it, like, I don't care. It's its own game, and I'm going to play it. And I'm sure they're going to make it in a way that has, like, somewhat of an ending.
Well, it looks like I was telling you, it looked like from what I saw that they were going to add in some more stuff from the story. And there was apparently a bunch of shit that got cut from the original game. That's why it was 3 discs long. But the 3rd disc ended up being just the boss fight and like whatever extra shit you needed to finish up. Like if you wanted to go get the Knights of the Round summon and you'd put it off, and you needed to go wrap up the weapons and get the Cloud's ultimate weapon and all the ultimate limit breaks and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it looked really cool. I really liked the go and slash some shit and then like stop time and go through your guys and pick abilities,
I like, yeah,
turn-based style.
that.
I'm like, cool.
I like that they've like brought back the limit break system in that kind of way, where you build up your AT points, and then you're able to use all your super abilities and stuff like that instead of just your standard attacks and stuff. But you have to use your standard attacks. It's an interesting way to elevate that. I think it's great.
Yeah, let a little homage to the original and then bring it to its new own thing. Like, I actually really thought it looked cool.
The one thing that I said to you was just like, I hope you don't have to fight with this cinematic version of the camera, because I'm already getting motion sickness watching this.
I hope there's options,
because like I feel like if I'm doing that, like, and then it swaps the camera around, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm Cloud and I'm on that side of the robot. Now I have to reverse how I'm doing everything because you swap the camera.
Like in Skyrim where it would do that thing where it goes third person. It's like, yeah. It was always dumb, and you could like turn that off. I'm hoping there's like a no, don't go to cinematic like move mode or something. But we'll see. But I do agree with you. That was very busy in the camera.
Very jarring.
Jarring would be the right word for sure.
That's my only complaint.
Yeah, I was like, wow. And like I said, I don't give a fuck. I didn't play the original.
I did.
Yeah.
And I think it looks cool.
And you really, really like it. So there's that.
I've been waiting for this for years. So, and I'm glad that they're updating it a bit. Like, I mean, like, it would have been cool to have the old turn-based, but we don't really live in that era anymore. So like any of those games that still do that, like, more power to you. I love going back. I love having the flashback days. Absolutely. But I also like seeing an evolution. So
absolutely. They show off a bunch of Final Fantasy.
A lot of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 8 remastered coming. I'm excited for that. 8 was one of my favorites. I know it's
because you're an idiot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know it wasn't really that one of the bigger ones with a lot of people. A lot of people apparently liked 9. I thought 9 was hot garbage, aside from the beautiful music and the amazing art style. The story was stupid. You could say
for a lot of them.
Yeah, the story was so stupid in that game. Like,
in a Final Fantasy game?
It was just like, they ripped off Dragon Ball. Like, it's just a Dragon Ball Z storyline, except there's summons and not Dragon Balls.
Dude, which now we have to go back to Microsoft because I can't believe we
did we forget to talk about? Oh, man.
Dragon Ball
Z Kakarot. It's a open world-esque,
I think, more to like the Darksider situation where you have a hub and you go into shit.
Yeah.
It gives you the idea of open world.
Yeah.
Anyway,
fine.
Yeah, just a fucking third-person RPG action. Yeah, God, there's so many goddamn words.
I know.
Retelling of the Dragon Ball Z story.
It looks super fun, man. Yeah. You get to fly around and do combos and Kamehamehas and your Kakarot, also called Goku. So yeah, I can't wait to fight Vegeta in his giant monkey form. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be. I thought it was gonna be another fighting game when it first started.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, man. The last one was real fun. And no, it's a game where I get to fly around. It's Goku. Okay. I'm just wondering if it's always gonna be Goku or if they're gonna move through the sagas. Cause like there's ones where Gohan was the main guy for a while, and like there's one whole like filler bit where it's just Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan. I think that would be great. Because there's like whole sagas where Goku's out of it for most of the thing. Like when they go and fight Frieza, like Gohan and Krillin are there most of the time. It's Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta, and Goku's like in transit. It's interesting. I'm wondering how they're going to handle all that, or if they're just going to do like Goku playing Goku's side of the stories.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Very excited for that game. I like the art of it. I like that cell shaded look. Looks really, really great.
No, it looks good. It looks good. Not my thing, but yeah, it looks good. I don't know anything about fucking Dragon Ball, so. But the game overall looks pretty good, especially for a Dragon Ball game because they're all notoriously bad.
Well, basically, you punch stuff, you die. Someone gets the Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
And then he comes back.
Once you use the Dragon Balls, what do you go and redistribute them again?
They scatter.
Okay.
They scatter. You gather them up, you get your wish, and then he grants it, and they fucking
The
they
dragon?
just shoot off across the world.
Okay.
The dragon, yeah. The dragon.
So it is a dragon.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good.
That's why they're called Dragon Balls.
You can't be too sure.
Right. Yeah, you can.
Now with Dragon Ball, you can't.
Ryan.
Yeah. So that you were talking about 9, correct?
I was
Final
talking about.
Fantasy
Well, I was
9.
talking about how 9 stole from fucking Dragon Ball. It's not
Yeah.
important. What I'm talking about was 8. I liked 8 a lot.
Yes.
I liked the junctioning system from that game where you assign your summon to a guy and you build up an affinity with this summon and you have a stronger affinity. Each character has a stronger affinity with each monster. And then like you can apply different effects using the magics that you have. The magic system's interesting. You don't just get magic or buy it. You have to find draw points to access your magic and stuff. And it's really cool. I liked it a lot. I liked the story a bit, some time travel aspects to it. It's pretty fun.
Well, the good thing is, Josh, is that there's not a fuck ton of games to play, so I'm sure I'll get around to playing them.
You'll never get around to playing them.
Absolutely not.
You're such a poser.
I don't have the time. There's like $400 worth of Nintendo games I'm buying just this year.
I know we haven't gotten to Nintendo, and
No,
you're gonna go on that for about 1,200 years.
Yeah, so they, I mean, it's a loaded year. So they talk about Final Fantasy 14. They talk about Trials of Mana. I think there's a new Mana game.
Oh, I didn't see this on here.
And the Mana Collection is coming out for the Switch.
Yeah, dude, I liked the Mana games.
Yeah.
Those were lots of fun.
Yeah.
Last Remnant is getting I rented that back in the day. I used to rent that a bunch from Planet Hollywood back when they were around. And
Hollywood
I liked
Video.
it. Did I say Planet Hollywood?
Yes,
That's a restaurant.
it is. And a hotel.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what it was. I was like, oh,
It was pretty cool.
yeah, cool.
If I remember it right, I barely remember that game, so obviously it wasn't that big a deal to me. Shit.
Well, the big one. Well, they talked about Dragon Quest Builders 2. That looks fun.
Yeah.
It was already out in Japan, so whatever. Coming to the West. Interesting looking game, to be honest. It actually intrigued me a lot.
Are they updating Crystal Chronicles? Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles? Because that came out on the Wii, I think, back in the day.
Yeah, they are. I think they're just like porting it over or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck they're doing. Like I said, it was overwhelming with the amount of like, here's more Final Fantasy shit.
Yeah.
Including their
Well,
mobile
Square
game.
Enix, that's
Yeah.
their bread and butter.
Yeah,
so.
it's
The game that
the
saved
house
the
that
company.
the game that built the house that whatever. The house that Final Fantasy built, Square Enix. So let's just get to it. Fucking A. The big thing, and people have been talking about this for years, and they finally showed it, and it's very odd.
Confusing.
It's very confusing to say the least. They showed the new Marvels, and the title of the game is Marvel Avengers.
Yeah. But apparently you don't play as just the Avengers.
Yeah.
Which, dude, it sounds like it's just Marvel Heroes and Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which which Marvel Heroes was just Marvel Ultimate
Heroes,
Alliance.
but in like behind the back, not behind the back third person action game.
Yeah.
So, but we can't be so sure because some people saw it behind closed doors, but it looked like it was Tutorial Mission City. So. Yeah, so they show a story trailer, which to me I found just fine. You said you had things to say about it.
Well, I don't have things to say about the story mission and all that. That seems cool and stuff. I don't want to play another version of the game that I've been playing for years. Like, it's all just it's the same game. This one's just behind the back third person.
But what?
Now this one's just, from what they're saying, is, it's going to be massively co-op, drop in, drop out. You can be any hero you want. And I'm just like, okay, so it's Marvel Heroes again. Like, I don't want to play that again. I wanted to play a heavy story-driven single-player game. I don't want to play another. It's just like, can you guys come up with another fucking game? It's just like, it's like Ultimate Alliance was our big hit, so we're just going to keep making different versions of that. And this one's online again. I don't care. I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, the two are not mutually exclusive. I feel like if they have a good story in the game, it kind of doesn't matter. You don't have to do the live fucking service game elements of it.
I know. I don't know. I don't want it sounds stupid, but it kind of wrecks me when I'm like, I'm Hawkeye, and then like, here I am, I'm Hawkeye, and I'm like, no, go away.
Yeah, but we have no idea how any of this works.
I know, like, I know, and that's what's like.
What they show looks really good, and I was like, oh yeah, this looks like a cool little, single player narrative, single player action game, whatever. But then they go, oh, by the way, drop in, drop out 4-player co-op and whatever else. But nobody's seen any of this. They showed in the gameplay people have seen behind closed doors again, and then they tell us about it. So fucking stupid. It's just like, oh yeah, you kind of play through a bit of that story part in San Francisco, and it's like you switch between the characters, and you fight some Taskmaster, which already go fuck yourself, Josh. This game's perfect because they understand you put your best foot forward. You get Taskmaster out there early, so people know it's quality. And you do some stuff and you fight stuff because like. There's not a lot of variety when it comes to superheroes. You have to use superpowers to beat stuff up. Like it's really all you can do. But so like the fact that this is less isometric fucking beat 'em up style like Ultimate Alliance, which is nice and fun, and it's not isometric.
And by the way, I'm excited for Ultimate Alliance. I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that soon. But and also with Marvel Heroes or whatever it was fucking called. That I didn't like.
I didn't like it very much either.
Same, just isometric, fuck around bullshit dungeon crawler. So not quite the same thing. I'm just like, okay, if we're going for like Spider-Man, I mean, obviously there's very, very specific play styles in Spider-Man. The traversal and the Arkham combat is its own thing, but I'm just saying like, perspective wise and running around doing shit wise, but like I can team up with some guys and fucking we unlock costumes or however the fuck loot would work and something like that. The thing is, they're showing one game and then talking about a totally different game. And until we understand what they mean by that,
it's just I was disappointed to hear that's the move. You know, I'm just like, again, come on, guys, like. You could do different stuff. Like, I mean, I don't expect a racing game where you play as Quicksilver and he's running around everywhere. But there's a lot of potential there to make different styles of games, and they just keep making the same beat 'em up. Like, I don't want to do that.
Again, not mutually exclusive. And we don't understand what they mean by that.
Right.
Because why would you bring in like top level voice acting work if you weren't actually making a very good single player story mode? You know what I mean? You just bring in some guy number 2. You don't get Nolan North and Troy Baker and fucking all these people to come in.
Yeah.
If you're not going to have like a good story mode going on.
Yeah.
We just don't know what they mean.
I know. I need to say something. I need to say something after it's been confirmed and stuff. But it's just like more of the same as far as I'm concerned. And you know, we can mince over words and be semantic and stuff. And I'm not using the right terms. But at the core, at the end of the day, it's the same fucking game.
Also. Let's see here. So, Marvel Ultimate Alliance came out in 2000. Ultimate Alliance came out in 2006. 2009. So 10 years ago was the last Ultimate Alliance. By the time this game comes out, there will have been another one. And Marvel Heroes is shut down.
Yeah.
And that came out in like 2010, 2013. So I mean, other than Spider-Man, there literally hasn't even been a lot of Marvel games over the past 6 years.
Yeah, because they keep making the same game.
I mean, they've made 3.
No, because there were the 2 X-Men games before Ultimate Alliance, and they were the same game.
Yeah, well, that was back when they put out endless licensed trash.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't been
Well,
doing the
they were
licensed
good.
game
They were
because-
good games.
No, I'm just saying that it was during the era of nonstop licensed
Yeah,
trash.
yeah, yeah.
You don't even see licensed games anymore. This is what we're talking about. I mean, at the end of the day, we're already we're praising Jedi Fallen Order, but it's just the same fucking beat shit up with a lightsaber game.
Yeah, but like they stepped away from that and then didn't make any games.
Yes.
And that's my point, is they're just like, we haven't made any games again. Now we're making the same games we've been making
Yeah.
for the last 15 years, you know? And it's like, oh my God, you know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what you want from a superhero game, but I do understand what you're saying.
I just want something different.
I don't know if there is anything. Maybe a visual novel.
They did that.
I'm sure they
Didn't
did.
they do a Telltale game for
Oh yeah.
for
They
Guardians?
did Guardians.
They did Guardians.
They did.
You know, and then thank God for that, dude. That's again, like what I'm saying, a different
Yeah.
style of game. Not for me.
Everybody hated
different
it.
kind of game. Yeah. But like, you know, like look at the DC games. Like you had your Superman game where you flew around, you punched shit.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Arkham games where you were sneaking around as Batman, and that's what I'm saying. Like there's they take a character, they focus on that character, and they build a game around that
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
character. And it seems like all they want to do these days is build these same run around as a team with like 4 other people, and you smash shit and you unlock a fucking costume or something. No, I want a little bit more. And it seems hypocritical because I'm going to praise Ultimate Alliance for being great, but like I don't know. Dude.
Yeah,
I'm
and it
just-
and it still remains to be seen. Like you said, they're telling us
I haven't
one
seen
thing.
shit. Yeah, I
they're
haven't
telling us
seen
one
shit
thing
for
and
it.
showing us one other thing. So who knows? Maybe fucking they have a great story mode and it's fine, and you can play through that single player and it's great. And then it's like, and then now you've unlocked the whole just dick around with your friends forever. Who fucking knows? I don't know, and I do get what you're saying. I'm just wondering if you're asking too much from superhero video games, because I don't think they have a whole lot.
I don't think
of
I'm asking
road.
too much from superhero video games because they've done different types of superhero video games.
I mean, which ones?
I just brought up like 3 of them.
Okay, tell me again. Which one?
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man,
Batman,
Okay,
Superman.
Okay, Spider-Man and Batman are the same game. They've made Batman 5 fucking times in a row. So that's literally only one other type of game, because
Oh my
Spider-Man and
God.
Batman are the same game.
All right.
Are they not?
All
They
right.
literally have the same combat. But all I'm saying is I don't know what you want. It's very story based. It still could be that. They're just adding live services onto the end of it.
Yeah, okay.
From what we know, we
Yeah.
don't actually know anything.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
So I don't know. On one end, I get what you're saying. You're tired of teaming up as the Avengers and smashing shit. But like, I didn't like Marvel Heroes.
I didn't like
I
Marvel
liked the
Heroes.
idea of it though. So if they can do it good, I would be down for that.
right.
And that's why I'm also very down for Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
All right.
I would be Thor and fuck shit up. I haven't been able to do that yet. To be completely fair,
Yeah.
I haven't even played Ultimate Alliance, but I will play Ultimate Alliance 3. Moving right along, Josh, because we'll have more of this discussion, so we might as well just get to it. That was the end of the big ones. Then all that was left, there was the PC gaming show, but that's, I think the only big title they showed was Shenmue 3, and
Yeah.
that's its own thing. Fucking, then it was Nintendo, and Nintendo, outside of Animal Crossing, basically showed everything that's coming out this year and soon, which that's a banger when you're talking about everybody else is talking about 2020 games. Almost every single one is 2020 games. Fucking Avengers, Cyberpunk, fucking Halo Infinite, fucking all these games are coming out next year.
Yeah.
Nintendo, outside of Animal Crossing, only because it got delayed, all coming out this year. So let's just go ahead and start with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Looks good.
It does look good. It does look good. I never played the first two.
I like that it's more than just the movie characters, because when I first saw stuff for it, I was like, oh my god, guys.
Yeah, when they show it off in the marketing, of course they're like, things you know.
Yeah, look, it's the Avengers and the Guardians, the movie Guardians.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, all right.
Exactly.
You know?
But they had a lot of X-Men.
Yeah, and this gameplay that we watched.
That makes the Josh happy.
That makes me very happy. And like they also had some other the random ones that are like Iron Fist shows up, and I love Iron Fist, and I'm glad that Danny's back. He's wearing his green and yellow with the stupid.
He looked
pimp
ridiculous.
collar.
He didn't look like in the show at all.
Yeah, well, because he's not Iron Fist. He's a whiny little bitch boy. I hate that show so much. But yeah, like Daredevil was there, and I like that they had some X-Men that aren't the go-tos that they've used before, like Nightcrawler's playable in this one. I think he was part of the DLC pack for the second one. I didn't get the DLC pack, which makes me sad all day, because like I got the game right before they shut down support for it, and I missed out on the DLC.
It's funny. I was about to say maybe on the brink of this they're gonna do like a re-release remastering, but they already did that. And it just kind of went under the radar. You can get in a pack Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 with all the shit, for modern systems.
Yeah.
I just completely forgot about it. On the PC even, I think.
Fuck. I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to check that out before this shit comes out.
Dude, for sure. We could go in and do some co-op on that. It's so weird me talking about how excited I am for that game after just bitching and moaning about it being...
No. I get where you're coming from. I was just trying to say, I think you might be asking for a little much.
Yeah.
Especially from Square Enix. Let's be real.
But like, think about how cool like a magic-based kind of RPG element for like a Doctor Strange type of game.
Absolutely.
Some crazy mind-bending shit.
You're not wrong.
Like there are games out there that you can do, and they just don't. Like a first-person shooter where you play as a random shield agent would be great.
You're not wrong. I just don't think they're as fast and loose with their properties as they were in the past.
I feel like they should be.
And I think the collaboration between because they brought Marvel games out with them for this shit. I think collaborating with them, they're like, all right, we have to make this worth our while, and it's got to be like our long-lasting fucking Anthem or our Division or whatever. Because the only other game besides Spider-Man, which I think there was some still
Sony,
that's a Sony kind of thing going on.
That's a whole mess.
Yeah, it's this whole different thing going on. I think other than that, they're just not licensing their shit out like they used to. Like is what I think it is. So they're like, we got to make it worth it. Yeah. And outside of Final Fantasy 14, I don't know if Square Enix, I think, is just trying to like dip their toe in
other
and making stuff that's not just single player only shit. It could fucking backfire, and we just have to see more. But I'm with you.
We have to confirm what it is.
I'm with you that it's so confusing that they're just like showing us one thing. You're like, oh, that seems kind of interesting. And then they're telling us, but also be prepared to play it for the rest of your life and team up with your friends and get loot. And you're like, what? You didn't made that game already. You shut it down.
Yeah, it sucked and everyone hated it.
Yeah, I really disliked it. Then people really liked it, and then they ruined it.
Because then they got rid of all that terrible grind system where you only could unlock heroes by paying for their overpriced packs, or like you grind forever to get like 6 different versions of the same Cyclops.
Yeah.
And that's all you get. Like, I think when we beat the game, I unlocked a free character.
Yeah.
I was like, are you fucking serious?
I like lucked out and got one that wasn't part of the initial free one you could pick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, they opened it up to where you could play more than just your one main. You could play like, I think 2 extras. So you got 3 characters. And like you could pick from a much larger initial list. Like I started up for a little while after that, everybody was saying it was really good, and I unlocked Gambit. And so I was playing around his Gambit. I played his Gambit and I played his Nova for a while there. Yeah. And Nova was amazing. Gambit was overpowered. Like that man was breaking that game. And they went through and they nerfed a lot of the characters, and then again reduced your roster size, if I remember.
Yeah.
And like and everybody's like, "No, fuck this."
And I think they messed with the movement abilities. Like they put global cooldown on them, so you weren't just zipping around.
Yeah.
Like, that's what made it kind of fun.
Well, yeah, because like in the case of like Gambit, you could jump and do AoE attacks and and you could just seriously spam that over and over again. Yeah. And they got rid of that shit. And then you'd see guys, I think Quicksilver was one. And Ant-Man, you played as
Ant-Man,
Ant-Man
I
for a little
remember,
while,
it was
dude.
crazy.
They got rid of that ability entirely.
It was insane. It was way too much. Yeah, I feel you. So we definitely will shelve that discussion. And when we actually know anything about it.
Yeah.
But
no, Ultimate Alliance 3.
Ultimate Alliance 3. Yeah, it looks fun because
get out of here on that one.
we've always talked about playing the first two, and you're like, it's super fun.
Dude,
we can
I
team
love
up
that game. I love that game.
And this one, it's a new one. So, and it looks much like the originals. Like they did a good job. They added a lot of characters.
I like the new cartoony style. I like that the X-Men are rocking their 90s looks because it befits that cartoony style because it looks like the 90s cartoon. So I was like, cool, so that's great. I like that Nightcrawler's in it because he's one of my favorites. I'm real pumped for that. I like him. I hope that at some point Cyclops gets unlockable because I'd like to play as Cyclops.
Yeah.
But
sure. They showed him, I'm sure.
Yeah. The Daredevil's in the game. I didn't get to see any Daredevil gameplay, but he was my favorite to play in the first Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah. We've only got a month to wait on that.
Yeah.
So
I gotta get a Switch.
Yeah, we'll definitely fucking pick that up and check it out. Because it just seems like dumb fun.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm into it. Super into it. They obviously talked about a lot of these people knew about. I don't know if they really dropped any bombs. So, Luigi's Mansion 3
looked cool.
Looked like Luigi's Mansion. Looked cool.
Exactly. It's amazing.
It's cool that they're keeping that going. Apparently, I guess in the female audiences, Luigi does well. I guess is what somebody said in an interview or something.
Oh, cool.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess the big bomb is that they're like, hey, we're working on a sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but they didn't show too much for it. It was just a teaser.
Yeah, so it'll probably be in the same engine. Sounds cool. I could use some more of that. I played like 80 hours of it, and I could play 100 hours more of it, I'm sure. Animal Crossing, the new Animal Crossing game, it was supposed to come out this year. They were like, hey, it's coming out in February 2020. Sorry. Here's a trailer. It looked like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Pokemon Sword and Shield showed a little bit more for that. Gigantic Pokemon. You like give them a thing or something and they become really big. And you can be really big for 3 turns. I'll play it. It's new Pokemon. It's funny. I was like, they came out with the bangers. I'm just like, yeah, it's all this stuff, but it's like we knew it was coming out.
Yeah.
But like we're getting release dates and like they're coming out this year.
Yeah.
November.
The one that I'm pumped for is the remake of Link's Awakening. That looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I like that it's got a bit of that Mario Maker in it too, where you can design your own dungeons and stuff. That looks really cool.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you unlocked, you went through the dungeons in the game, and you unlocked different dungeon rooms and put them together to like, they have to be compatible. And here's a little map, and then go through them and try to beat your times and get cool rewards. Yeah. I'm like, damn. I hope, and I doubt, but I hope that you would be able to share like dungeons.
Yeah,
but I doubt.
Yeah.
I doubt.
That's gonna suck.
They're just not hip to online gameplay, even though they're trying to charge people for it now. Because they're like, shit, everybody else gets away with it.
Yeah, how come we can't?
Yeah. I mean, it's only $20 a year. And they literally
that is pretty damn cheap.
Yeah, and they literally gave away a whole year of it for free on Twitch Prime. So I bought a year, and then 2 days later they dropped that Twitch Prime shit. So now I just have it for 2 years and I paid $20. So can't be too mad. Cadence of Hyrule, that actually already came out. That was Crypt of the Necrodancer, but with Legend of Zelda stuff.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem, that's coming out pretty soon.
Fire Emblem looks really cool.
I
like those old Japanese RTS games.
Yeah. Oh, they did actually have an announcement for a new game that I don't give a shit about, but I'm sure some people do. No More Heroes 3, the new Suda 51 game. Travis Touchdown. Did you play the first 2 at all?
I think I saw something.
Did you play Lollipop Chainsaw?
I played Lollipop Chainsaw. His other
great game.
Yeah, I played Lollipop Chainsaw, and the one. It was like a Robert Rodriguez movie where he was like a demon hunting like guitar player or something like that.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, those games are not for me.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
He's a very weird guy.
He's got his own style going on, but
like him and the Nier guy are really weird.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The Nier guy actually makes better games, but
yeah, Yeah, the Nier games are great.
Yeah. So yeah, Travis Touchdown. He's back in 2020. They're making a new Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Yay.
He's so happy. Super Mario Maker.
Super Mario Maker, that's coming out like in a week or two.
Yeah.
It's great. They added all sorts of new shit. It's
Awesome.
crazy.
Awesome.
All sorts of new shit. It's gonna be crazy.
I wish they'd make a new Breath of Fire game. I liked that series a lot. It's all I was looking at the list. I saw Dragon Quest, and I was just like, I didn't like Dragon Quest. Put Breath of Fire back out.
Yeah, they're putting out Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch.
Yeah.
So obviously Dragon Quest Builders 2 we already talked about. I mean, there's just
Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Yeah, 5 and 6.
I wonder if it'll be as good as Resident Evil 4 was on the Wii. Because Resident Evil 4 on the Wii was the best. I loved playing it on the Wii. It was very fun. Because I played it on the GameCube and I hated it. And like then
did you play it with the chainsaw controller?
No. That must have been what was wrong.
Yeah, must have been.
Up.
No, it's one of the worst controllers ever. Apparently.
Yeah. No. No, and then my roommate bought Resident Evil 4 at the time, dude, and man, I played a shit ton of that game. I loved it. I loved it on the Wii.
Yeah, I still haven't fucking played through it, man. I'll have to check it out one of these days. I know it's one of the big ones, but yeah, man, it's just fucking. They're like, hey, we're making a new Zelda. Hey, Luigi's Mansion, that's coming out. Pokemon Sword and Shield, you know you love it. Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, it's gonna be awesome. Super Mario Maker, it's coming out. Fucking, it's just like, hell yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So like, it was just like, dude, between now and November, there's like a bunch of sweet ass games coming out. And and since nobody else fucking really got us hyped, they just were like, hey, shit's coming out March 2020.
Well, and they actually had a lot of gameplay and stuff.
Yes.
So it
and
wasn't
on
like
the Treehouse, they show 20 minutes of gameplay and they do it like
for
every
like
day for a week.
Yeah.
So there's like over an hour of gameplay for each one of these games that you can go online and just watch.
Yeah.
Not just speculate endlessly about the fucking Avengers game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Cyberpunk. There's gameplay. We're not going to show you.
Yeah. You'll like it.
Yeah.
We
you're
swear.
Gonna like it. And it's like, yeah, there were a couple new game announcements, but they're no release windows, or people were like, okay. So I feel like Nintendo being like, we have stuff and you're going to be able to play it soon.
I feel like that's what happens with
God.
Nintendo every time, though. Nintendo's like, we have games coming. These are the dates, and this is how you play them.
Yeah, and not only that, a lot of these other announcements on these other stages are like stuff that's going to come to the Switch. The Switch is like a real console this generation. It's not like with the
the Switch.
It's not like with the Wii U where it was like the 2 new Nintendo games that are going to come out this year and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, tons of shit is coming out. Every indie game gets ported to it. Like, it's a great system.
Yeah.
And
It's an awesome system.
I think that's about it, man.
Oh, dude, Phantasy Star Online 2.
Oh yeah,
that looks awesome.
See, we just there was so much shit at Microsoft.
There was
hard
a lot
to keep
of shit
it
at
straight.
Microsoft. Yeah.
That's any third party that wanted to have something on on a stage had to go to Microsoft.
Yeah.
So
like, I'm excited for the Panzer Dragoon remake. I mean, if you like Panzer Dragoon, you know what you're getting. It just looks more beautiful, and I imagine the soundtrack is just gonna be awesome.
Probably
as well.
plays better than the Sega Saturn.
I imagine it plays a lot better than, or the Dreamcast.
Or the Dreamcast.
Yeah. That one game's gonna be fun. I dumped a lot of hours into the Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Just I love flying games and I hate them when they're on rails, but when it's a dragon, I don't really give a shit.
Like, fuck it, let's do it.
And then Phantasy Star Online 2, it just looks awesome.
Yeah.
I loved the first game.
Like, I don't know if there's room in my life for another MMO. There's so goddamn many of them. But like,
well, especially with WoW Classic coming.
It's true. I didn't get to play. Yes, very true. I didn't get to play the first one. I had a Dreamcast. Didn't play it. I think maybe I played a demo or who knows. But like, I know there's such a love for it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, fuck it, it's going to be free to play, which, you know, is going to have random microtransactions and all that bullshit because
of course.
it's just a free to play model.
It's
but
free
like,
to play, yeah.
if it's free to play, I'll check it out and
Yeah.
see what's going on with it.
I mean, like,
you know what I mean? I
know,
play Dauntless. Like, fuck it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
that game brought together my friend and his wife. So, you know,
yeah,
I think
shit,
that's a beautiful story.
That is a beautiful story.
And just love
The least you
across the
can do is
seas.
try the second one.
Yeah.
The least.
Maybe
you
you'll
can
find your wife or husband on that
do.
game.
Listener. He's not talking to me.
Yeah, no,
Stuck into
you're
the-
already married.
You
Yeah,
listeners.
you already have like 4 wives.
It's true. I have a problem.
He's a bigamist.
I have a problem. Yeah, I think that's it.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's
I
pretty
think
much
that's it, man. So tell me, Josh.
I keep seeing on the list Roller Champions, and I'm like, is that Roller Tycoon?
No.
No.
No, that's that.
Yeah, I know that was
rip-off
yeah. And I was
roller
just,
derby game.
I just keep hoping that there's a new Roller Coaster Tycoon coming.
All right, Josh. Let's get to the nitty gritty, the stuff people want to know.
Oh my God!
What is your top 3 games of E3, my friend?
Oh, man, I want to go for the easy and say number 1 is Cyberpunk, but like it didn't do anything. Like
The thing is I think Cyberpunk was my number 1 for last year, so
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, nah, dog.
you see, I can't give it to it. I can't do a lot of these games that I'm excited for because it was just cinematics and shit that I didn't get to see. You know.
Mhm.
So I can't say anything. So what I am gonna do is go with the games that I got to see.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Where am I going? Am I going least to best?
Yeah, start with 3. Start with 3.
Okay, 3. Top 3.
Top 3.
I thought it was top 5.
You can
okay.
go 5 if you would like.
Oh man, I'm gonna do 5.
Okay.
Number 5. We didn't talk about it, but I'm very excited for it. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics game that's coming out. I love the Dark Crystal. I love the design of everything in that world. I'm a big fan of Froud's art. I'm very much looking forward to that. It looks very super fun. It's a run of the mill. It's your run of the mill tactics game, but it's set in the Dark Crystal world, and I think that's amazing. Number 4, I'm gonna give it to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I can't wait to fly around and Kamehameha the shit out of some dickhead Saiyans. That'll be fun. And some cyborgs will feel my wrath. Stupid.
Hell yeah.
Cut that. That was so embarrassing.
Hell yeah.
Borderlands. Oh, no. I take it back immediately.
Yes.
God, what a fool. The Zelda game, the Link's Awakening remake. I'm very excited for that game.
I love myself a 2D Zelda.
Dude.
The Link to the Past kind of sequel they made, Link Between Worlds for the 3DS, when I bought my 3DS.
Yeah.
I played that fucking game like 8 hours a day for like 3 days straight until I fucking beat it. Like,
Dude,
I'm super pumped for another
I
one.
love the look of it. It
Yeah,
looks like everything looks like real miniatures and stuff. It looks so cool. I
Crazy.
think it looks great. And I like old school Zelda games.
Yeah.
God, I don't think I have 5.
Numero dos.
Numero dos. We're gonna give it to. Oh God, I really wasn't that impressed this year.
No, it's one of those years, man.
Yeah,
it's one of those years, and the whole entire like future of the conference in general, people are kind of speculating on.
Yeah,
Might not even. This might be the last. E3.
they said that. They've been saying that for years,
Yeah,
though.
this one is
Really?
but,
They're
yeah.
really saying it? All right. I'll go with Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII Numero dos.
I guess.
Okay.
It's just I like what they're doing with it. I love the way it looks. I
really
love the
like
it's funny. The thing that stands out the most to me is the fully orchestrated score of probably my favorite Final Fantasy soundtrack after Tactics. Just absolutely beautiful music, and it looks really cool. And I'm interested to see with what they're going to do and how they're going to steal my money for the next 5 games. But number 1 is Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
And I almost slipped up and put that way too far down on the list because I was trying to figure out if I was going for a number 3 or number 5 still.
Yeah.
No, Borderlands 3, dude. I'm a huge Borderlands guy. I love that series very, very much. I cannot wait for this third one. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm more interested in playing the Beastmaster guy or the girl with the giant mech. I love me giant robots, but I also like telling dogs what to do.
True. Those do seem like your classes, because I would not play either one of those. Maybe the Beastmaster. I don't know.
The operative looks interesting. I thought he was going to be lame, but I like the fact that he has the ability that Zero had from 2, where you can clone yourself and then slip away in a stealthy bit.
Yeah.
But this time he actually does something instead of just standing there waving a sword around like a wackadoo. Like, he looks very interesting, and I'm going to fuck around with a lot of these classes, except for the Magic Girl class, because I don't really care for the sirens. I don't like just standing back and using magic. I like being up in the face.
I'll be a siren for sure. So
yeah, you typically have played the sirens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my list, man.
For sure, my dog. So let's see here. I think a numero 5 for myself, since we're doing 5, would probably be Final Fantasy 7.
Mm-hmm.
I think that just looks fucking cool. I don't know why. Can't explain it.
But it does.
But it got me excited.
Yeah.
It got me somewhat excited. Number 4. I think I'm gonna have to give it. There's two. There's two for this spot.
Oh. His love is split.
Oh no. Okay, number 4, I'm gonna have to give it to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Looking very, very, very much forward to that one. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, number 4. Number 3, The Outer Worlds.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I would have gone with that one. I should have done that one.
Yeah, The Outer Worlds.
I take back my whole list.
It's got this like Futurama meets fucking meets
there was a comic that was put up by Rick Remender that I really fucking loved, called Fear Agent, and it has that kind of Fear Agent feel to me. I think that looks really cool.
Yeah,
because it was very much based in the retro sci-fi, but it looks like it's got like the Futurama humor, which Fear Agent did not. It was very sad.
It's very sad.
It was very sad. It was a Rick Remender book. It was very depressing.
I'm not putting I'm just to let you know, I'm not putting Borderlands on this list because it was announced at PAX. They did show it at E3.
Okay, all right. Maybe
So it's not that I'm not excited for it, but I'm taking the Cyberpunk route of not including it because I think it's too easy. Everybody in the world's going to play Borderlands 3 because Borderlands 2 was like a perfect game. It was amazing. It was awesome.
He's just got to shame me on the radio, continually.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
Number 2 would probably be fucking A, bro. Fucking A. I've never said that before. I don't know why I'm saying it now.
You say it all the time. What
number
are you
2.
Talking about?
No. I say F and A.
Oh, F and A, Cotton.
Number 2 is gonna be Link's Awakening. Yeah, I that shit just looks awesome. Just looks fucking awesome. And number 1's gonna be Cyberpunk. So
you fucking ass.
I knew it was gonna be the whole time. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like Final Fantasy VII, Outer Worlds looks good. Fucking Cyberpunk looks fucking awesome. Games still exist.
Yeah, games
They're
are still
still
fun.
good. But in terms of like E3 being the like this is where it fucking happens, it looks like that might not be the case anymore.
Yeah.
Or maybe this was just an off year. Sony will come back next year and things will carry on. Who knows? I'm sure Sony's gonna come back next year. They're gonna have a new console to announce. They're gonna have to. We'll see.
Maybe.
I think they probably will. If there is an E3, Sony will be there.
Yeah.
The bigger question is there going to be an E3?
Yeah.
Because the people who run not Penny Arcade themselves, like the company who runs PAX, fucking bought the ESA.
Mm-hmm.
So like things are changing. Like shit's getting weird. So not to mention you can just put out a video on the internet and you're directly to your fan base and these big presentations and wasting money.
Well, you just get the streamers to take care of it. Yeah.
You get the streamers take care of it. Influencers, as if you will.
Oh, God. Don't ever use that word.
It's just seeming like it's just seeming like some of these companies just don't even want to bother.
I think everybody's starting to opt out.
Yeah. So anyway, that has been our E3 special. We hope you've enjoyed if you've chose to listen. This is not our usual fare, nor are we going to start putting out too many of these, but we have all this gaming conversation
pent up,
and we just had to let it out.
Yeah.
Obviously we say some shit about games every now and again on the podcast, but we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, I think we had a heated discussion about Anthem
once. Yep, we definitely did. So I hope you enjoyed listening. Thank you very, very much. We will be back next time with a standard episode about a movie film. I have been Ryan.
Neither of us saw Dark Phoenix. That's one of the reasons why we didn't do anything.
Yeah, that might still happen, but we'll see. I have been Ryan.
I'm still Josh.
Okay, thank you very much for the bye.
Bye.
Oh God, it's still good.